Yeah, it's really just about the feeling of it. You know, at the end of the day, past all the politics, past all the numbers, it's what music make you feel, you know, how it make you feel. So to see that, and shout out to him, by the way, because I see him, bro. I was like, man, I wonder what he going through, you know. But at the end of the day, that's how you want everybody to perceive your music and, you know, make them feel good, make them feel like a moment they're attached to. They can live forever. It's really just the impact to inspire people, you know, and always showing them that the duality of life is not such a bad thing. You know, we go through so many volatile situations where we don't really know how to connect or, you know, communicate how we feel. So through my music, I want to make sure that's the legacy, showing people how to communicate, and it's okay, you know, if you're not perfect. You know, it's about accepting the beauty of imperfection.
I was surprised to hear some of the things that you were saying right here when you talk about depression and reveal suicidal thoughts. And I'm like, is this real? Is there poetic license? Like, where did that come from? What prompted that?
I think I've pulled that song not only from previous experiences, but I think my whole life. I think everything is drawn out of that. Even situations from Good Kid, Mad City. It wasn't that vulnerable. Nothing was as vulnerable as that record. So it's even pulling from those experiences of coming up in Compton. It's pulling with the experience of going through change and accepting change. That's the hardest thing for man, accepting change. And when I was on that tour bus and things is happening back home in my city or in my family that I can't do nothing about, it's out of my control. I don't can put it in God's. I couldn't understand that. And that can draw a thin line, you know, between you having your sanity and you losing it. And this is how artists deteriorate if you don't catch yourself. When are we gonna understand that we are put on earth to love? That's all it's about. Everybody want to figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. I really think that it's going to keep going on. War going to keep going on. Frustration going to keep going on. Anger going to keep going on. Till we finally go back down to the simplest word, love. And when God sees that, then we have the answer. These words are powerful. You know, I got homeboys that's dead, that's in prison. And sometimes you get a lot of artists that just glorify that. So these kids look at it, you know, they think it's nothing but cool until they put in a real situation where their back is the wall and it's all over. For me, that's what separates me as an artist. I'm gonna give you the gift and I'm gonna give you the curse. There, for me, I'm responsible for myself to know what I'm talking about. That's where my responsibility comes, to know 100% what I'm talking about, because I'm a witness. It's your choice to listen to it, but it's my responsibility to know exactly what I'm talking about, you know, and to always give you both sides of the fence. I can't just write, I can't come up with an album if it's not from self-experience. People don't like to look themselves in the mirror. That's the hardest thing to do. You know, it's to critique yourself rather than pointing the finger. Everybody hates change. So to actually do that and say, I'm wrong in a lot of areas. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm saying I'm wrong in a lot of areas. That takes a lot of willpower. It starts with self first. Before music, it's a lot of territories, just being a part of the gang culture and knowing how it reacts and being in the center, the heart of it. There's a lot of territories that, you know, I couldn't go to just off the simple fact that it was bad blood between my neighborhood and the neighborhood around the corner. And those neighborhoods was off limits way off limits. And just recently, I just found out that the same cats that I enemied or that enemied me somewhat has given me a higher respect further than gangbanging, just off the simple fact I'm doing something that not only inspires them, but inspires their kids, which privileged me to go where I want to go in Compton.
True reason, the true meaning of imperfection. And that's beautiful. No matter what you're going through, imperfection is beautiful.
Michael Jackson holds the record with 12 nominations.
Yeah.
You almost had the same amount of nominations as Michael Jackson for Thriller.
The legend. I
mean,
wouldn't want to go past that though.
No. So what if you had 13?
No. I take back. I can't fathom being as great as Michael without putting out the work. So 11 is perfect. You know, he's the legendary. I'm glad it's at 12.
What happens? Say you do get 13. Kendrick, let's think about this. It almost happened. I mean, then what do we have to do? You just gotta...
I don't know.
Yeah, you just gotta leave the country. You gotta do something else. Yeah.
We so focused on what the outside is doing to us and stumbling upon us. We forget that if we're stronger on the inner core, ain't nothing nobody else can do. You can't break down something that's so solid if the core is solid and the foundation is there. You know, it's just something that gotta be reversed. Definitely a curse that has to be reversed. That reverse may come tomorrow. Fortunately, when you talk about change, you talk about time. And time can be forever. When you're dealing with something such as murder, violence, and most importantly, hate.
You're definitely right, and I love how wise you are. And you know, as you said, that it's very good to be imperfect, and it's okay because everyone is different in their own ways, and you should just love yourself for who you are.
Very wise. You inspire me.
Aw, thanks.
You inspire me.
Well, can you please share some words of motivation to everyone watching my show?
Everyone watching the show, do you, be yourself, and make sure that you love being yourself. And it's gonna be roadblocks, it's gonna be tribulations, but always remember this is a life experience. Accept the experience, appreciate the experience, and learn how to move on from things that don't serve you well, you know, and find your journey, respect your journey, and love it.